often when comparing being rich versus being wealthy, the argument goes that the rich person has the money, whereas the wealthy person has everything else. Time, friends, spirituality, money, and so on. Making the case that real wealth is not just about money. And then everyone agrees that it's better to be wealthy. And that's the end of the story. Okay, I want to make a different case. I actually want to directly compare rich money versus wealthy money and explain. Okay, so let's see what you think. We're always keen to hear what you think about our videos, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay informed. Also, please get that bell turned on to make sure that you continue to receive instant notifications about our latest videos and our best knowledge, years of experience and expertise, which we aim to make as accessible as possible to you through our videos and content. Because there is a lot to learn and it can get complex, while at the same time it is so very, very simple. You will see, okay? So let's get back to rich versus wealthy. All right, the rich label is often accompanied by obvious visibility, right? Rich people work high status jobs, they drive flamboyant cars, and they reside in large luxury properties. They wear extravagant jewelry and they take lavish vacations. They're rich, right? And they show it all on Instagram. On the other hand, wealth is not so much about the money spent as the money saved and invested. The idea is that these investments, they then do the work. They then create more wealth without the person necessarily working more. Really smart. Okay, so wealth is behind the scenes working hard. Driving a flamboyant car would be crazy, as generally speaking, it's not an asset. It's actually a liability. A rich person would buy it, but not a wealthy person. You getting it? Instead of buying a large luxury property and living in it like a rich person, a wealthy person would live in a decent property, right? Then buy more properties that they can rent out or invest in, something that helps them make more money. Again, the idea is that the wealth isn't spent on liabilities, but on assets, and assets that have a chance of growing even more. So you don't need to be born into wealth to generate it. That's great. Now, if you're wondering where I'm going with all this, keep watching right to the end because it will all make perfect sense. Okay, so how do you grow your own wealth regardless of your starting point? Okay, let's have a look at a couple of things. For example, the property market, right? That's a favorite place for wealthy people to invest, including both commercial and residential property. The idea is that you get rental income, rental yields every single month. Another is buying businesses or shares in private businesses that make profits every year. Now, this is a bit specialist. So most people, instead of buying a company, they buy shares in a publicly listed company in the stock market. At the click of your mouse through your regular brokerage account, which is all online nowadays, taking next to no time to set up, low fees, you'll have the benefit of an entire business working on your behalf, like Warren Buffett does. Stocks and shares are easily accessible and one of the best wealth generating asset classes over time. Now look at this. Since 1980, stocks have delivered a total return of more than 3,000%. And that's through doing next to nothing. And so with some smart strategies like our VCA, we could do even better. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a moment. By the way, we are always keen to hear how our followers, members and community are doing. So comment below, tell us whether our VCA works for you or whether you're using a different strategy or even if you're not using any at all. We would love to find out because it's through sharing that we all get to grow our experience and knowledge. So here's something that you may not know. The S&P 500 dips into a bear market roughly every 3.6 years, with an average bear market or drawdown, peak to trough, fall of 36%. 36%, boom. Remember, this is an average and it could sometimes be more or less. So over the course of a 50-year investment life cycle, you could expect to encounter an average of 14 bear markets. 14! That's a huge number, right? Which is why sticking out the volatility is so important, because it can always seem so painful, yet that volatility is just the price of entry. It's just part of the game, right? So if you know that in advance, no problem. But the problem is for people who don't know that this volatility is going to happen, right? Look, this is your best chance at life-changing gains. So for example, now the market is where? Up or down? It's down. And the worst thing you can do is panic sell. Instead, grasp the opportunity, take advantage of these steeply discounted prices. Why? Because this happens all the time. But markets always go back up. They don't even have to go up further than they were before. If they just, when they have gone down and you get in, they just went to the price that they were before, you will make money, right? So if something goes from here to here, 50% down, you get in, it goes up, now you've made 100%. What's there not to like? After so many years, volatility, it just no longer phases me. In fact, I want more volatility. Look, bear markets are inevitable, and I know that stocks eventually rebound and go on to new highs. And in light of that, my approach to volatility is simply to buy quality assets that are discounted, like now, leave emotions behind, and get on with life. Get on with life. Emotional trading leads to mistakes like panic selling at the bottom and buying back after prices have skyrocketed. That's what most people do. So when my stocks go down, I just either have to wait longer or buy more at an even more discounted price, right? So you choose. It is critical right now in the current market that you hold your quality assets and leave them alone. Why? To let the market do the work. Now that's something I learned back in the 90s, and it's the same today. No difference. The market needs time. This way, you needn't try to time the market to build wealth, in, out, but rather have time in the market. Not timing, time in the market. It's a simple plan, as I stated earlier. And our strategy, which is time tested, is called the value cost averaging. Better than the famous dollar cost average, much better. Because instead of trying to time the market, you invest a fixed percentage into the stock market every time it falls to new lows in order to get your average cost down. And this means that your money is always working hard for you. And that's what wealthy people do. What do you think? What are your aims? To be rich and flaunt it? Or grow real wealth to safeguard your future and that of your family? Or do you not see the difference? Let us know in the comments below. And what have you learned? We would be thrilled to know. And to remember, give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and get that bell turned on to make sure that you continue to receive notifications the moment any of our new videos become available. We hope you enjoy this edition and look forward to bringing you the next one.